Hello, my name is Nam and my professor is Min Im. We are researching about scientific character at Daegu University. Scientific character is conceptualized as the virtue the science education pursues, and the competencies which can practice the virtues in the context of teaching and learning science, which the science learners can internalize. That's why we are interested in applying some activities which promote our students to practice collaboration. Because when the students learn the collaborative activity, they can learn the virtues and competencies such as care, respect, interpersonal, communicative, self-reflection, self-management competencies, etc. Especially, these virtues and competencies are mandatory values to the science. However, science educational researches on scientific character were limited. So, this research investigated the process of how our students learn collaboration in the science activities by the intervention of a science teacher. Usually, many teachers applied collaborative activities to their science classes so as to make the students learn the value of collaboration. However, many of the students could not collaborate by themselves, and many times they made conflicts and troubles. Hence, we set two research questions. First, how the students made the phenomenon of contradiction in their science classes, which we organized the classes to promote their collaboration. Second, we try to analyze how teachers' intervention can change their activity system, which is causing alienation in the system, and instead make collaboration. These classes were prepared to provide the context students can do scientific inquiry activities and maximizing the chances of experiencing collaboration with their classmates by using jigsaw model. There were 25 students ages 13. We taught 24 classes for 6 weeks. We recorded every class and focused on the groups of 4 students incorporating one underrepresented student. Through reflecting the salient event which appeared during their inquiry processes, we wrote an autoethnography. After that, we analyzed the salient events of the class by chat. The interpretation result was discussed by co-generative dialogue by co-researchers. As a rule, collective interpretations by triangulation and peer debriefing secured reliability and validity. This research analyzed the salient events of the group of 4 students by using chat. In the activity system, one underrepresented student was set as the subject. The object was join the science classes and complete the tasks which the science teacher suggested. The tool was the various worksheets and the materials of the inquiry activities. Using collaborative communication was set as a rule. Collaborative communication had 4 mandatory criteria which need to be kept when students talk, such as using the respectful expression, using eye contact, addressing the listeners as sir or miss, and explaining the reasons when others demanded, and considering the reasons when the others asked or had different opinions. In this research, the science teacher together with the students A, B, and C made up the community. Division of labor was teaching each other about what they have learned from the expert group. Additionally, using the contents and skills they have learned to solve the problems together became the components for the division of labor too. In this research, we described the two contradictions. The first contradiction appeared in rule. It influenced the subject and community because their communication mediated all their activities in these classes. In this activity system, students A and B did not use eye contact with the students C and D. Furthermore, they did not use respectful expressions and they did not explain the reasons to each other on why they should do something when they were asked. As you can see the tables consisting of purple-colored rectangles, we can see that students A did not communicate with the students C and D, especially after their communication started when they did the inquiry activity by using the tools which were given by the science teacher. They did not make any interactions to pursue their goal. Hence, this contradiction broke any collaboration among the subject and community. The second contradiction appeared in division of labor. In these science classes, the students needed to share the responsibility to complete their group task. As this activity was based on jigsaw model, they needed to share what they studied in the expert group, and through using this, they should complete their group task. By observing the salient event in this group, we could know that they could not carry out any inquiry activity because they could not share any information, especially with the subject of the activity system. The subject could not provide her information. That's why this group lacks the scientific competencies to complete their group task. In this page, we will explain how teachers' intervention changed the students' activity system. First of all, when the science teacher observed the students ignoring the rules of science classes, he then stopped the students and reminded them to think about their behaviors. He pointed out their usual communication style that showed no respect for each other to be the reason behind their conflicts, therefore they had negative emotions. After that, the teacher provided practical examples how to express themselves, which will decrease the tension and conflicts between them. When the science teacher showed them how the eye contact using respectful expressions and explaining the sharing the reasons of their ideas and behavior worked, they knew how they can have a good relationship. This practical example helped them to know the needs of keeping the rules of this class. Therefore, more and more students started practicing collaborative communication. The second intervention was triggered through the use of videotapes, which recorded the students' typical communication appearance that caused the problems. Science teacher picked the salient events showing the students' usual communication style, where they did not use eye contact nor cared for the listeners when relaying information, and they had a brutal way of expressing their opinions without providing any reasons. The science teacher and the students watched the short video clip and talked about their communication style in the video together. The students realized why their inquiry process easily failed and could not make any collaboration. They mentioned about why collaborative communication is important when they do scientific activities. The collective reflection, which was organized by a science teacher to help the students, valued it. The collaborative communication was empowered through collective reflection by providing the tool as video files. It was the teacher's intentional intervention. This process can be described by chat as expansive learning, which is the third generation of chat. In this theory, the contradiction was used as a resource for the transformation and development of an activity system. The teacher realized the research subject group had a contradiction in their division of labor. After that, he intervened. Actually, in this moment, we set the science teacher as the subject of another activity system because the science teacher had the object, which is supporting their students solving the problem. It was a different object compared to the object we considered in the activity system of the students. This process means that the two activity systems networked and they were transformed to solve the contradictions. The students and teacher shared the new object, which is adjusting the division of labor. Through organizing the role of each student and having interactions with each other to solve the group task, students realized they could collaborate and work together. The science teacher continually reminded them the appearance of collaboration and the emotion they could have when they collaborate. The two activity systems had a potential object, which is improving agency for collaboration. Later, the science teacher intervened and the activity system of the students transformed. Through this process, their communication style showed a different pattern. We recorded the research subject communication while they were doing inquiry for 10 minutes every week. In weeks 5 and 6, the students C and D who did not have enough interactions in the first week with the group members increased their eye contact and interactions when communicating as shown in this figure. In this research, we analyzed the contradictions the students made when they tried to collaborate. After that, the transformative process of the activity system through the science teacher's intervention was analyzed. Through this, students can change their activity system and finally, they could have the agency to improve their collaboration. This research suggests the science education needs to consider not only about scientific concept, the inquiry process, scientific attitude, and STS, but also about scientific character, which is intertwined with when the student doing science.